Robbie Gordon, Ricky Rudd, Jerry Nadeau, Todd Bodine, and Jeff Gordon are now the top 5.
Green, green. Clear on the right.
Jeff Gordon inside of Todd Bodine for 4th. John Andretti defending against Tony Stewart, who's up to his outside trying to take a spot.
And Jeff Gordon, who started 13th, has worked his way up to the 4th position. On board the 29 car, Kevin Harvick, as he follows Tony Stewart to the interloop. Chicane, whatever you may want to call it.
Rusty Wallace's car has just been officially retired from the race. We're hoping to get a word with him. Boy, that's got to hurt. Rusty was 6th in the championship coming in. Now let's mention that under the caution flag, 20 cars stayed out. The others all pitted. So the first 20 in line are on the original tires they started the race on, and they'll all be coming to pit road under the green pretty soon.
There we see the leader, Robbie Gordon, Ricky Rudd, Jerry Nadeau, as we put in our Williams race chase. Ricky Rudd just a little bit less than a second behind. See, going into the interloop, he lost about a 1/10 of a second. And going through the interloop, he still is losing some speed. He lost about a little more than a 1/3 of a second through that portion of the racetrack. But now, as they get on the backstretch and start going through the gears, we see that Ricky Rudd starts gaining just a little bit on Robbie Gordon.
Tony Stewart inside of John Andretti, 6th place. Oh, contact.
Oh, and it tore the right front fender off John Andretti's car. I tell you what, these guys with Petty Enterprises cannot catch any kind of break.
Same spot on the racetrack. Stewart and Jeff Gordon got together last year. Except that was on lap 1.
It doesn't look like the fender's rubbing anything. I just don't know if NASCAR will allow him to stay on the track with that fender protruding like that. I guess we'll find out the next time by.
This is Mark Martin in 9th, looking ahead. Rusty Wallace is out of the race, and Bill Weber's caught up with him.
Well, I know you're disappointed. You had a new car and high hopes. What happened?
I had really high hopes. I had a car that was running great, and all of a sudden it started getting hot, and I pitted it, went back out, and couldn't get it fixed, and came in and opened the hood, and we accidentally left the water line loose from the radiator to the water pump, and it burned itself up. That was a problem.
Rusty, that's extremely tough to take.
That's extremely tough to take because our guys are some of the best. They do really good checks on engines, but we put the motor in cold turkey this morning like we've done all year long, and it got us today, and you know what? It got us at Loudon, New Hampshire, too, so we got to rethink that process now.
Okay, hitting the points.
Yeah, the points are, it's really tough because now you think about it, there's four 43rd place finishes between Atlanta and, where was it, Las Vegas, and now Loudon here. Man, I tell you, that's tough. But the car's running strong. It's real strong. It's just having these stupid problems, but today it was our stupid problem.
Thanks for coming out. We'll see you at Michigan.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Rusty Wallace, as he said, 43rd at Loudon. Marty?
Well, in the meantime, Dale Jarrett has fallen all the way back to 41st position. Todd Parrott is his crew chief, and you got to look at the car. How bad's the damage?
Just had a lot of those little rocks that saved them things from getting into the barrels in the wall down there. just got in there and said he pumped the brake a little bit and went down and just one of them deals. It's happened all weekend long to a lot of people, and we got a long way to go now. We got a great race car. We just have to, try to figure some pit strategy here and see if we can get back up front.
And again, the damage is very minor for Dale Jarrett, but he is in 41st position while the points leader, Jeff Gordon, is running well. To Matt Yoakum.
And the famous 43 is making his way down pit road. They were told to come down pit road by NASCAR because of the fender hanging off like it is. The right front sheet metal damage. A tough break for John Andretti, who started 9th, had a lot of high hopes today. He won a Grand Am race in the GT3 class here Friday night with his teammate Kyle Petty. And they were running well today. You can see it pulled apart right above where the seam is on the fender as they change that right front tire. They're going to have to peel apart that sheet metal. Now they have the Sawzall out. They're going to cut away some of that front fascia and the fender. And here is what happened to John Andretti as he leaves pit road.
Let's take a look at it. This is turn 1.
Tony Stewart, the 20 car, going by, and right there they're going to just touch, and the rear bumper on the 20 car catches the front fender on the 43, almost jerked the front nose off.
Yeah, the 20 car looked. The 20 car thought he was clear, went over in front of the 43, and he wasn't clear.
And Kevin Harvick able to get by both those cars.
Nice job of taking advantage of opportunity by Harvick there. So Kevin's in 6th, Stewart's back in 7th, and Andretti's going to be a lap down. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. Robbie Gordon leads at Watkins Glen as Subway presents NASCAR Winston Cup Series Racing on NBC. You see the interval between Robbie Gordon and Ricky Rudd, the second-place car.
Using our Williams race, Jake, you see that Robbie Gordon has pulled out almost another second on Ricky Rudd from when we saw this just a moment ago.
You see John Andretti just in front of the leader. Andretti did get out on the tail end of the lead lap. I erred a minute ago. He just barely got out in front of Gordon. But John is back in 40th position.
How's your car?
Log on to NASCAR.com to play the AutoTrader.com Move of the Race sweepstakes for your chance to win a $25,000 shopping spree on AutoTrader.com and other great prizes. We're coming up on green flag pit stops for some of the leaders, so let's take a break here and come back to cover that. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen. The first pit stops of the day. Leader Robbie Gordon is in, as well as the man right behind him, Jerry Nadeau. Robbie Gordon will take on 4 tires. No adjustments. The pit stops are a little bit earlier than we thought they would be. That's because of all the laps under caution and the 3 pace laps before the race. For Jerry Nadeau, they added 1 pound to both tires in the rear. They hope that loosens them up off. To Matt Yoakum.
And Jeff Gordon is already down and away. The 6-time road course winner entered pit road in 4th. A slight air pressure adjustment. He was tight in and loose off.
And he gained a lot of ground on Robbie Gordon, who had a lug nut pop off that left rear tire. They had to stop and pick it up.
I'm surprised that no one had a really good pit stop. Robbie Gordon had about an 18-second pit stop. Jeff Gordon, the only guy that made up any time on him.
But don't forget, they're coming in different. This is a different way they're pitting, so it's kind of, they're not used to this. They don't do it this way every week.
It's backwards.
It's backwards to them. As a matter of fact, the 99 car, they changed the front and rear tire changer. The rear becomes the front, the front becomes the rear.
Now you see the interval that Ricky Rudd, who's now the leader, has over Robbie Gordon and Jeff Gordon. 45 seconds difference between them. And now here's Ricky Rudd on pit road for a stop. Ron Fellows will take over the race lead as Ricky Rudd comes in. Bill?
Bobby Labonte getting 4 tires and air pressure adjustment to try and handle a tight condition, although loose off of some of the turns. He's away to Marty.
Ricky Rudd also in, Bill, and it's a 4-tire stop for Rudd, the leader. No changes on this stop. So far, a very quick stop for Ricky Rudd and his Haviland team.
All right, let's see how Ricky Rudd does versus Jeff Gordon and Robbie Gordon. Who's going to get the lead? Is it going to be Ricky Rudd? Yes, it is.
But Robbie's got a lot of momentum going up through the S's here, so they're going to be all over each other.
On an oval track, we'd be worried about Rudd with low pressures, having to be careful the first lap. Is that a factor right now?
I think so. Robbie should be able to up-brake him. That's what he's doing right here.
So the loser on the exchange of stops for the moment is Jerry Nadeau, who was third. His teammate Jeff Gordon has taken that from him pending the completion of the stops, the cycle. Ron Fellows has been on and off pit road.
Oh, the car goes straight down in turn 1. Lost some brakes. Joe Nemechek, he drove it through. It looks like he drove it through the gravel so he wouldn't get caught. He's down on solid ground, and
that's the second time he's been down there today. So he must be having some problems with the brakes.
Nice job getting through the gravel trap, though. Attaboy, Joe.
He's got some damage there, right there in the middle of the valence, though, when he went through there and did that. And he had to stand on the gas or he would have got caught. But right there, he's got some damage.
Let's take a look at what happened to Joe Nemechek in turn 1.
Man, that's a snowplow going through that gravel. But somehow he got it stopped. On board, let's listen.
He wheel hopped it.
What did he do? There you go.
But instead of, you know, what Joe did there, he got back on the gas. That at least kept him going straight.
Did he, as he started off into that corner, when he felt it hop, just keep the wheel straight instead of trying to turn in to stay on the pavement?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's the difference. If you still try to turn while you're wheel hopping, you are going to go backwards.
And you're going to get into the gravel trap sideways, and you're going to get stuck. Whereas he kept it straight and was able to accelerate through the gravel trap and not get hung up. That's a pretty cool move.
'87 car Ron Fellows is now the leader of the race. Jeff Gordon is in second spot. Jeff Burton, the 99 car.
Yeah, I thought I saw Ron Fellows on pit road under the green a minute ago. I had mistaken him for another car, so he's not stopped yet.
He stopped on that first caution flag, so
right, but
he can run for quite a ways now.
But I said he was in under the green a minute ago, and I was wrong. Dave, how about Jeff Burton?
Yeah, you're right, Alan. He did stop on lap 19, and they were just a little bit tight, so they put a half round of air in each rear tire, and that will free the car up a little bit, make it a little bit easier to turn through the corners. That's what Jeff needed.
Now, where we're at is we're on a split pit schedule. These cars you're looking at stopped under the caution at lap 19. The ones who stopped under the green, like Robbie Gordon and Ricky Rudd, they're back in 19th and 20th right now.
And we talked about Robbie Gordon taking the lead from Ricky Rudd, and Ricky Rudd taking lead on the pit stop. Obviously, they were back for 19th and 20th position. When these cars stop, theoretically, they will be back in the lead.
And if a caution comes out here in a minute, it could change the whole thing. Strategy, strategy. It's big in these road course races, and it's big right now at Watkins Glen. Ron Fellows is the leader.